Super Bowl 56 is in the books, which means it's time for our way too early NFL power rankings looking forward into next season. Now, I don't know how many people thought that the Cincinnati Bengals would at least make the Super Bowl, and I'm sure there were some Rams fans last year that went ahead and liked our video, which is why, obviously, the Rams won the Super Bowl this year. So what I want you to do is this. If you want your favorite team to win Super Bowl 57, I want you to go ahead and smash that like button. So what you're going to be seeing here on today's show is my way too early power rankings. I'm going to go from 32, and I'm going to work my way up to number 1 in our rankings. So let's go to the Houston Texans coming in at 32. I should also mention I did these rankings based off of what we know from the teams right now. So if somebody's going to be a free agent, I didn't consider them on the team quite yet. But if there's somebody like Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, even though I do not know if he's going to be back, I basically ranked him as if he's the quarterback. Let's go to 31 here. I got the Detroit Lions. I don't see too much good for this franchise football team anytime soon. I mean, hell, you had Matthew Stafford. You let him go. He just won a Super Bowl. Let's go to number 30, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Really hoping that Trevor Lawrence can get it going here. Obviously, last season with Urban Meyer, that one didn't quite work out. They are going to have some money to spend, but they need to do a better job building around their franchise quarterback, or else I'm really, really worried that he's going to be a bust. At 29, it's the New York Jets. You got Zach Wilson. I'm curious to see what they do with Mekhi Becton at the tackle position. This defense could be a lot better. They actually lost one of their top defenders going into the regular season. I believe it was, last name is Davis or something like that, or Carl. Carl Lawson, that's the name I was looking for. But he was supposedly this just absolute stud at the defensive side. Really curious, though, how Robert Saleh does in year 2. So I want you guys to go down to the comments right now and try to predict it. You know what? I'm actually going to make this the pinned comment on today's show, which means every single one of y'all that see this question, scroll on down while you're getting hit with that YouTube ad break and let me know who's going to win Super Bowl 57. I do not see the New York Giants winning Super Bowl 57, but the Bengals had 4 wins last year. Now they were just in the Super Bowl. All I'm saying is if you put the right pieces together, Brian Dable, you got a brand new OC and Mike Kafka. Can they get the most out of Daniel Jones? At 27, we're going to stick in the division. The Washington Commanders. I don't personally see them commanding too much respect in my power rankings until they get an actual quarterback. Solid running game, solid receivers, good tight end, a really good defense, but you need a quarterback and able to compete. 26 is the Miami Dolphins, and this is actually probably one of the toughest teams for me to rank, simply because I'm not a believer in Tua Tagovailoa. Brian Flores, I thought, was a very good head coach. I am curious to see what Mike Daniel is able to do in year 1. That defense is legit, but unless you build on that offensive line or unless you find some running game and even find some wide receiver talent, really worried what Miami could look like on the offensive side of the football. Let's go to the Carolina Panthers. They're coming in here now at 25. Is it going to be Sam Darnold? Are they going to try to bring back Cam Newton? I think they are going to rock with Darnold, but can Christian McCaffrey, for the love of God, stay healthy? Since he signed that big-time deal, he's basically played in 10 games. 10 games, made about $30 million. And Jeremy just said, screwed my fantasy team. He screwed a lot of people's fantasy teams, but you need him to be healthy. It's the only way they're going to crack the top 20. Again, we're going to stick in this division. We got the Atlanta Falcons. You have Matt Ryan. I see them moving on from Calvin Ridley. Cal Pitts in year 2. Cordell Patterson, he's going to be a free agent. The defense stepped up at least at times this year. You need to find another cornerback opposite of A.J. Terrell, and you need to be able to go out and get some extra pass rush. The Falcons at 24. Let's go to the Chicago Bears at 23. Justin Fields, no more Matt Nagy. Can the offense finally get going? Darnell Mooney, I expect big things from him this year, but you're going to lose your best offensive weapon. I know they did not use Allen Robinson because Matt Nagy is a fraud, but losing Robinson will hurt. The offensive line needs to get better, and that defense, since they lost Tad Desai, that one's going to hurt. Let's go to 22, the Seattle Seahawks. And if they have Russell Wilson, and I am basically putting them at 22 with Russell Wilson. So think about that for a second. I love Wilson, but everything else around this team, no first-round picks. Yes, they do have money. You have Tyler Lockett, you have DK Metcalf. Will they bring back Rashad Penny? What do you have in Chris Carson? You have a really bad offensive line and a worse defense. That's why I put them at 22. The Denver Broncos at 21. They have all the pieces to be a team where they did not make the playoffs, were dead last in their division, but could make the jump to the Super Bowl if they get a quarterback. Bridgewater's a free agent. I don't believe in Drew Lock. You could potentially see them make a big splash going out and get somebody like a Russell Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers, a Deshaun Watson, and if that happens, I will put them in my top 10. Now, I don't want you guys to miss anything going on around the NFL the entire offseason, whether it's the draft, whether it's free agency, whether it's trades, because all of that stuff is going to impact future Power Rankings videos. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on those notifications. All right, let's go to number 20 here. I got the Minnesota Vikings. Last season, 8-9. Cousins statistically has always been a pretty decent quarterback. You have one of the best running backs in the league in Dalvin Cook. Again, we're talking about another offensive line that needs to get better, but the unit that really needs to get better here for Minnesota is the secondary. You lost your first-round pick, Jeff Gladney, because he's an idiot. Patrick Peterson was looking old and washed up. Rashad Breeland, you let him go, and the fact that you need to still be able to get after the quarterback with that bad of a secondary, Minnesota's got a lot of work, but if Aaron Rodgers leaves, are they the favorite in that division? The Philadelphia Eagles, this could be another team. Yes, they made the playoffs. I've always said I'm not the biggest believer in Jalen Hurts, but they have three, and I mean 3 first-round picks this year. You have, sure, not too much money, but if you hit on those 3 first-rounders, then you can create more stability in that defense. You got to go out and get a solid linebacker, build more around the offensive side of the football with Hurts. The Eagles are a really sneaky team to beat up a lot of people. Number 18, I got the Cleveland Browns. You know they have the offensive line. You know they have a good defense. You have a solid running game with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Their receiving core might be the worst in the National Football League. OBJ left, and guess what? I hope he's okay. But believe it or not, if you actually put your good players in good positions, they can succeed. Jarvis Landry is going to be a free agent. You need to go out and get a receiver. And, oh yeah, Baker Mayfield, he stinks. 17 was the Bucs, and this was really difficult because I did it based on what I know right now from the team. What I know from this team right now is they are a Super Bowl caliber type of team on offense. The defensive secondary is bad, but I believe that it can get better. Who's quarterback? Because right now the quarterback is Kyle Trask. Blaine Gabbert's a free agent. Maybe they decide to bring somebody in. Maybe you can go out and get a veteran. I mean, we just showed this past season and even the year before that, the Bucs team now, they go out and add an old veteran quarterback, win the Super Bowl. The Rams got a complete team, go out, add an old veteran quarterback, win the Super Bowl. But the Bucs with Blaine Gabbert, with Kyle Trask, they're not going to be Tom Brady. For that reason, they're 17. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and bet on Super Bowl 57, if you want to bet on the NBA, MLB, big-time UFC, boxing, Polish basketball, underwater basket weaving, you can go ahead and do all of that at chatsports.com/bet. But the only way you're going to get the best deal on the internet is if you go to that link below, you use this promo code NFL Daily. So if you put down $100, you get $125 for free to bet with. The top 5 teams, according to BetUS, in terms of the most likely to win Super Bowl 57, you got the Chiefs and the Bills at plus 650, the Rams at plus 1,000, the Cowboys at plus 1,100, the Bengals at plus 1,400, and then actually tied with the Bengals is the 49ers. So if you want to go ahead and make a bet, chatsports.com/bet, promo code NFL Daily. Let's get into the top 16. The New Orleans Saints. Love this defense here. Really happy that Dennis Allen got his new gig. Losing Sean Payton is going to hurt. The fact that they have minus $76 million in cap space is going to hurt their ability. You lost Teron Armstead, but this defense is legit. We'll see what ends up happening with Alvin Kamara. You should get back Michael Thomas, but you need to go out and find a quarterback. I believe that they're going to bring back Jameis Winston. Number 15 is the New England Patriots, and not that they really lost a lot on the player side of the football, but I am really curious to see how much of a loss of all their coaching staff. Like, they lost their GM and Dave Ziegler. You lost your offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels. You lost your quarterbacks coach. You lost your wide receiver. Like, you lost so many pieces. You all lost your offensive line coach. They all went to the Raiders. So I'm curious to see what New England looks like in Mac Jones' second year. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they're coming in at 14. Another defense ready to win right now. You have the running game in Najee Harris. You have 3 very talented receivers. I guess maybe now technically 2, since Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be a free agent. But Big Ben retired. If you can go out and add a veteran quarterback, like I just mentioned with the Rams and the Bucs, this could be another team that literally wins the Super Bowl. At 13, it's the Indianapolis Colts, and this is a really tough team to be able to wrap my mind around because realistically for a 10-week span, I thought this was a top 5 caliber team. Carson Wentz was playing well. The offensive line's arguably the best in the entire league, led by Quentin Nelson. Then you had arguably the best running back in all of football, and Jonathan Taylor. The defense is legit, but you lost Matt Eberflus, which is really going to hurt that defense. Sure, you're able to go out and add Gus Bradley, but do you really trust Carson Wentz when it matters the most at the end of the season? Yeah, I don't know. So which playoff team won't make it next season? Think about all 14 of the NFL teams that made it to the playoffs this season. I want you to wrap your mind around it. My early prediction is I'm going to end up going with the Green Bay Packers. And the reason why, I don't see Aaron Rodgers sticking around. And if Aaron Rodgers doesn't stick around, that's a bad football team because I do not believe in Jordan Love. At number 12, it's the Los Angeles Chargers, led by Justin Herbert, one of the best young quarterbacks in the National Football League. Their run defense needs to get drastically better. They were ranked dead last against running backs. Sure, Mike Williams, he's going to be a free agent. You have Keenan Allen. You need to go out and add some more talent on the offensive side, on the offensive line as well. And, yeah, defense. All right, let's go to number 11 here, the Las Vegas Raiders. They're probably going to extend Derek Carr, a team that probably outplayed a lot better than what a lot of dudes thought. Losing Gus Bradley on the defense will hurt, but hopefully you go out and add Josh McDaniels, you go out and add a brand new OC, you go out and add a whole bunch of new coaches from a Patriots regime. They can go ahead and create the Patriot way in Las Vegas. Number 10 is the San Francisco 49ers. I don't see Jimmy Garoppolo sticking around. How good is Trey Lance? That's what it comes down to. If Trey Lance makes a leap like we saw the Kansas City Chiefs have, and I do not think Trey Lance is Patrick Mahomes, but I am saying Alex Smith was a game manager. Jimmy Garoppolo, game manager. Now you're going to go out and add somebody who's a lot more talented physically, and if he looks the way that he should, being drafted at number 3, 49ers are a scary team. Number 9 is the Baltimore Ravens, and this is kind of another tough team. People are like, really? They went 8-9. Why are they top 9? Because before Lamar Jackson got hurt, they were number 1 in the AFC. Think about that. They were number 1 in the AFC. Then Marlon Humphrey ended up getting banged up. They lost Marcus Peters at the beginning of the year. They lost 3 of their starting running backs before the season even started. The offensive line can only get better, and you like to imagine that Lamar Jackson is going to be healthy. Number 8 here on my way too early power rankings, looking ahead to next season, the Arizona Cardinals. I don't believe that this whole song and dance that Arizona and Kyler Murray is doing is legit. DeAndre Hopkins is a big reason why this team needs to get better, but Arizona at 11-6. The Dallas Cowboys at 7. Their betting odds are always going to be high. You know Dak Prescott's ready to go. I do think the legitimate Amari Cooper rumors are serious. You have a solid running game. You have a solid offensive line, but this rests on Dak's shoulders. Number 6 is the Tennessee Titans. You have King Henry, and as long as King Henry can continue to pound the football, they're going to be a top 10 team. But what makes them elite is when Ryan Tannehill plays better. He needs to be better this upcoming season. Number 5 on my list is the Green Bay Packers. And if they have Aaron Rodgers, I know that this team's going to be good. But for whatever reason, they can't win at the end of the season. They're going to lose 2 of their top defensive players, technically 3. I think they're also losing Devondre Campbell. And what happens if Devontae Adams hits free agency? Good luck, Green Bay. So which team that missed the playoffs will make it this upcoming season? My bet is going to go to the Baltimore Ravens because I think that they're a legit team. But if you guys want to let me know which team missed the playoffs that's going to make it this upcoming season, let me know down in the comments. It's time now to get into my top 4 way too early power ranking teams. I got the Buffalo Bills at 4. That was probably one of the most spectacular games I've ever seen between Buffalo. And, yeah, we're just going to go to the next team. Number 3 here, the Kansas City Chiefs. Both of these teams are the favorites to win the Super Bowl, which I can understand. Going through the AFC is going to be an absolute gauntlet, but I have to give my flowers and I have to give respect to Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals for what they did. I felt wrong as a human being not putting the Bengals at 2 and not putting the Super Bowl champ Los Angeles Rams at number 1. The coolest part about Chat Sports is you can let me know where you liked. You can also let me know if I'm an absolute dummy down in those comments. So if you haven't already, make sure you yell at me on Twitter. Make sure you yell at me on Instagram. I am at MitchellRenz365. We're going to be doing tons of NFL power ranking videos the entire offseason. To make sure you don't miss anything, hit that sub button and turn on those notifications and enjoy the rest of your Monday. Also, happy Valentine's Day.